Once Human is getting some brand new changes. We also have some major updates, including a new Battle Pass teaser. We'll go over the future of what Once Human is going to look like, including some merchandise. With that comes some massive PSAs and warnings to help you through your playthroughs, where we also have a brand new Scenario Subscription 2.0. Last up, as usual, we'll go over some stuff from the community, as well as a whole bunch more. What's up, world? It's Utopia back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things Once Human. Okay, so let's just jump right into it, get into the official news. First up, starting with that Scenario Subscription 2.0. Now, I went over this in my previous video, but now we have an official announcement for it, where again, I was invited into a private developer call, and I was able to announce this early. However, now they have the official announcement for it, of course. Well, this was done through a dev talk, the new scenario sign-up system. The first question here is they know that everyone has been anxious to wait for the servers, and at the present time, if the server is open to be official, it is easier to open to too many or too few, and if there's a plan to resolve this problem currently. Where they said indeed that they are in the process of developing a new scenario registration system to accommodate all player types and preferences. Each scenario will be opened in a rolling cycle for a set period, kind of like how they've done before, where they have it open for the 10 to 14 days. And with that system, they're determining the number of servers and lines based on the volume of player registrations during this period. More than likely, they're going to have a limited amount of servers, and when those start to fill up, they're going to open more. At least that's what I got from the private call when they went over that. I'll do that occasionally here, where I jump in some of the stuff they talked during the private call that kind of fills in information as needed. For question 2, they went over here saying I can only join a scenario by registering, where they said here if you prefer not to wait, you have the option to join an already open scenario server. Well, they would promptly open servers based on online traffic to ensure an optimal server experience for everybody. Question 3, they said there was another problem before. Will this help the imbalance of Prism versus Clash? Basically for that system to be solved or in place. But they went on to say here that yes, in the future, players registering for the reverse script type will be selected based on their camp and advanced or allocated by the system. The actual server opening will be determined by the number of player registrants and the ratio of the two camps. They will have specific guidelines and specific rules to determine this based on the guidelines to be released soon. I'm assuming they're going to do something like what WoW does, where essentially you can only sign up so many people based on faction. So not only would a server get locked, but a faction would get locked based on the sign up. Now again, this isn't official, I have no idea, but maybe you select your faction first instead of doing it or selecting it once you join a server. Or it could be going based off, like they said, the previous selection that you did before, where they try to get that balance done correctly. I do know for me, my server, my last PvP server, was actually really balanced up until the end-ish. I did get kind of lucky there, but I know a lot of servers were very imbalanced, which hopefully they do sort that out eventually. For question 4 here, they say another problem that has troubled you for a long time is the problem of having friends sign up together. Is there any progress on this? Where they say certainly we will optimize in 2 aspects in the script registration or the sign-up registration system 2.0. You'll be able to sign up as a team, making it necessary to form a team if you wish to play with the script together. When forming a team, all script choices of the members will determine the captain's choice or be determined on the captain's choice. Moreover, if you miss the team's aspect, they will increase the proportion of people who can be invited by teams for each script. So again, you'll be able to form a team together, what they're calling a script system, where essentially that team's captain or who is running your team or who's invited everybody to the team, they will be able to select what server you're going to. And I do believe where they say dependent on the captain's choice here, that could also mean based on faction selection or just server selection in general. So again, now there is team signups. I did go over this in my private dev interview, but if you didn't hear that video or didn't listen to it, that's essentially what they're doing with this 2.0 subscription system. So really cool there. That is a major feature people have been talking about forever. For the last question here, they go over at the present time, there are relatively few people who have signed up for some scripts. Essentially, they do mean scenarios here, I believe. Well, they said, and the actual experience is not very good. How does the official one plan to deal with that? They said in the future they plan to establish a mechanism for a collaborative effort, where essentially they get input from all players for the script or scenario types opened in each region, and collectively considering these types of script scenarios to be opened, they will regularly reassess and refine the unpopular scenarios, which means that subsequently engaging with all players to improve the overall experience. So depending on what regions, some region types like more casual play, others like more hardcore modes, they're going to go based on that and player feedback and adapt overall. If you want to hear further details on this stuff, I have a video basically detailing the entire dev talk that I had privately. It does go in a little bit more detail there, so I'll link to it down below. Next up here, we do actually have the new Battle Pass being showcased, as the current one here is going to be ending very soon. They're calling this next one Enchanted Sails. And they do showcase some imagery here, or in a tweet here they are asking people to guess the theme of the next battle pass. Of course it looks very pirate-esque, and the image isn't as blurred as the last one, so you can get a really good look at what is here. I will say, other than the store and the loot box stuff and the controversies there, the battle passes so far I've really enjoyed. They're very easy to level through and get through. I've done it nearly every season without a challenge at all, which I think overall, to credit them, the battle passes had some really good cosmetics. Especially this last one, so I'm really actually hyped to see what they have in this one, as this is one of the better game battle passes that I've seen overall. Moving on though, and speaking of cosmetics, they're actually releasing some stuff IRL. Or at least we have an announcement here for the merchandise voting, where they do have several ideas for Deviation merchandise. I know a lot of people have wanted plushies of these, as the deviations have been one of their focal point and one of the highlights of Once Human. To give credit where it's due, the deviation system and the deviations in general are really nice to look at visually, and they have some really cool mechanics in game, where now we have a merchandise voting system where you can vote which merchandise you're most excited about and like the most. They have a ton of them featured here, where they show off a figurine, a doll or plushie, even a cradle backpack that you seemingly can wear, as well as a phone stand and a nightlight. And these are all in the deviation theme, as you can see here. This is going to be really cool. I think all of this stuff is going to sell out really fast. I will be sure to try to update you guys as soon as this stuff gets announced and dropped. But if you wanted to vote on it and seemingly what they're going to be releasing first, I'll leave a link to the Google Doc down below where they're going to be taking your feedback in. I'm also really excited for that, as it's not just like t-shirt stuff, but actual physical objects. I honestly think overall it's a really good idea. We have one last official announcement here, or seemingly a showcase for the Halloween giveaway, where there's some more giveaways here if you wanted to win some Steam gift cards. There's some bonus rewards, and basically there's some island gift card codes where they can share photos and their specially prepared Halloween Eternalands. There's 2 of them here that they showcase and their codes. Again, if you want to visit the other one, like the Europe server, and you're from NA or vice versa, you will have to make a character on one of those servers in one of those regions, and then go through the opener where you can then visit that Eternaland if you wanted to. I'll leave a link to this post down below where you can enter in the competition if you'd like, or if you just want to check out those worlds, you can too, of course, with these codes. Last up here, I do have some warnings from the community, where currently a lot of games struggle with the daylight savings time, especially ones that aren't based around daylight savings times in their home region or where the game developers are at. So that also is applying to Once Human here, where the new chest timers for those have not been reset based on rollbacks. So if you are in a daylight savings time region, some of that stuff is off right now, or at least the times don't line up correctly. Hopefully that's adjusted for future updates, although New World and even WoW have had this problem for years. From all that I gather, daylight savings time is a developer and programmer's nightmare. So there might be some issues there for a little while, but those timers are a little bit off right now. Overall, that's about covered for today's video. If you like and subscribe, and until the next one, deuces.